is the end of the first day of the convention, and you can see my skin's a little red from scrubbing all the makeup I was wearing off. So I am hoping that this green tea mask will do what it says and soothe my skin. So I'm gonna pop that on and go lounge in bed and watch some anime, and we'll see what my skin looks like afterwards. Moment of truth. Does my skin look soothed at all? Well, maybe a little bit, but not really, no. It's okay. It still felt nice, so maybe with a little more time with the serum. Plus, my skin just tends to get really red after being scrubbed, so it may just take a while for that to go down. Hopefully it goes down, though, since I don't want to have to cover that all up in the morning with extra makeup on. But, yeah, so, that's it. That's all I have in me. I'll catch you for the next mask tomorrow. Alright, so day 30 was a bit of a fail. As you can see, I'm actually at home, not at the con anymore, which tells you I did not use the face mask that night. But let me introduce what the face mask is supposed to be, and then I'll get into story time. Rice Essence Mask. It is good for firming and moisturizing. And this is actually a really long one. Usually they're like a 10, 15, maybe 20 minute mask. Usually it's the 10 to 15 range. This is a 20 to 30 minute one. So I'm hoping that it really gives my skin some moisturizing because I need it after the last couple of weeks that I've had. Yeah, that's right. It's been 2 weeks since the con. I went back to my room, and by the time I got back, it was like 1:30 in the morning. I was dead tired. I was like, I'm not filming. I'm just getting off this costume and this makeup, and I'm going to sleep. My old ladiness kicked in. But no big, because, you know, like Sunday's only 1 day difference. So I figured do my con day, go home, and then put on my mask at that point. Excuse me. Oh, it says this one you can use heated or chilled according to preference. Well, it's hot as balls out, so we're going to use it just as is. But I like that idea for future reference. Okay, so anyways, I got home and I started feeling bad, and it's not unusual for me to get con crud. Not at all. I was like, okay, what's another day or two of waiting? I'll get through this stupid crud, and then I'll do my mask, and I'll be like a nice little pick-me-up after I feel like shit. Well, if you haven't noticed, I've been kind of mentioning that something is going on health-wise through a few of my clips that I've done. And that hit into full, could not tolerate, had to go to the doctor gear. And so I have been dealing with that for the past 2 weeks. And needless to say, I didn't feel like filming. Just basic external aesthetic needs were difficult to deal with, never mind doing any sort of extra pampering. But I am on treatment now, and I am feeling better. Really, really hungry, but better. So I figured, hey, it's time to wrap this video up. So that is why it has been, excuse me, such a gap between when I was supposed to wear this 30th mask and when I'm actually doing it. But hey, better late than never. And now I can use it as a nice little pick-me-up from all that bullshit. Alright, well, the more you talk, the more it doesn't stick, and that's with any mask, really. So I'm going to go ahead and let this soak, and then we'll talk some more. Alright, that felt nice. You can see it did get a little dry here, which I was expecting just because of how long it was supposed to stay on. And the serum wasn't like super thick. It wasn't really thin, but it wasn't super thick either. So the lip part does tend to dry out. I know there's like cover things that you could buy, and maybe that would have been fun for this whole 30-day challenge, but it just seems unnecessary to me, so I wasn't that worried about it. I don't tend to be... This isn't typically a problem zone for me regardless, so... yeah, I liked that one, and I really love the idea that I could potentially... Sorry guys, warm it up, like during the winter when you come in and it's like it's cold out and it dries out your skin, and you could just pop something warm and moisturizing on. I might have to order a couple of these with that in mind and try that when the weather cools off. Like I said, it's hot right now, so that's not happening anytime soon. But yeah, I really liked that. That probably would have felt great after a long day of wearing cosplay levels of makeup. But you know, here we are. We got there. Using it now. Alright, so I'm going to kind of sit down and go through all my clips and stuff and really gather all my thoughts on the overall process. But I gotta say, I think it was a fun thing to do. I enjoyed doing it for 30 days in a row. I don't foresee really ever having to do every single day again, you know? But I felt like it really did help get my skin like on a good moisture track. There were some days where it felt like it was a little too much. I feel like a face mask like every every couple of days at least. I could see myself doing that going forward. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna kind of go through and we'll look at the best and the worst, and if there's any other thoughts other than I think it was worth doing. So alright, catch you in a little bit. Alright, so better late than never, right? It's been a long time now since I filmed that series. Probably about 6 months at this point. But as I said, I had health problems. I'll go ahead and just say it. I have Crohn's disease, and I had a really bad relapse, like to the point where I actually collapsed at work while waiting to be able to see the doctor. And when I recorded the last mask, I was only a few days into treatment at that point. Prednisone is a pretty... It works pretty rapidly, but that's not like the long-term treatment, and I had some complications with my long-term treatment. So there was just a lot of stress and things going on. And then I had some body image issues with recording because prednisone does make you swell up a lot, and it just felt really weird to look at my face in the camera when it didn't look like me at all. So yeah, it was just a lot of stuff going on, and finally I've come back around to it. I feel normal, I feel healthy, I'm doing well, and I was like, okay, it's time, and we're not gonna make the excuse, oh, it's too late to go back to it. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna finish this now. I did take in a lot of notes, and I reviewed all the footage that I filmed, so I'm pretty comfortable with being able to like recap the masks and whatnot. So we will start with that final week, the week 4, I guess it was. Yeah, I think it was week 4 that I said I would review in the wrap-up video. That week was a pretty average week. There was one that was really good, and it's actually going to be in my tops list, and that was the olive oil one. That one felt really refreshing and moisturizing and soothing and nice, and that one is one that I really liked. The rest were nice, they were decent, but that was really the only standout one, I'm gonna say. But the plus side was there was no total awful ones in that one, which I think I'll use that as a seg to say, let me get the worst ones out of the way. Overall, I thought that most of the masks were fine, they were decent. There's only 3 as I was going through the videos that are ones that I probably wouldn't do again. I can probably pretty much say that the least offensive of the 3 was the mung bean mask. It felt good on, it was nice. My biggest grudge against it was how sticky it felt afterwards. It felt pretty gross based on what I was saying in the notes that I took. Some masks do that. There was a popsicle one that I got a long time ago, and it felt like melted popsicle, sticky gunk on your face after you were done, and it just made me think of that so much. But the mask itself is nice, so maybe if I were to not put on so much, like pat more of the essence on afterwards, it would be okay, but I don't know if I would even bother going back to that one. The next of the offensive ones that I'm going to bring up was the pink jelly pack mask. that one was bad. Anything, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say both the pink jelly mask and the sake mask. Those are the two others besides the mung bean. Anything that smells bad, I do not want it on my face, especially if it has to sit there for any length of time. So they may feel nice, they might do nice things for your skin, but the fact that they smelled so bad, one was bug spray smelling, one was like vinegar. I'll do a hard pass on trying those again. Now, to be fair, I sometimes do have kind of a sensitive sense of smell, so maybe for you it wouldn't smell so bad. Maybe I got an off one of those, I don't know. But those three, the mung bean, the pink jelly pack, and the sake one, those are the only ones that I would absolutely not use again. Alright, so for my tops, I don't know if I can particularly order them. I think I know what probably my absolute favorite one was, but of my top 5, I would say the olive oil one, and I've actually used olive oil as a moisturizing thing in the past, so I do know that I do like the feel. I know it was a teeny bit oily at the end, but honestly I thought that the experience of it, since it wasn't sticky, it was just a little oily, which I can deal with that. Probably ended up just rinsing it a little bit afterwards, but the olive oil one I liked pretty well. The next one that will be on my top 5 list is going to be the cotton, that natural cotton mask that you could actually like see the little speckles still in it. That one was really nice too, and I really appreciated the fact that they put a lot of like attention not just to the serum but to the application, the cloth itself. I would definitely buy from that line again. There were a few others I think that had that same thing, and I just really liked that one, and that one in particular as well. The third one I would say would be either of the honey masks, not the round one, but of like the honey and fruit. There was the honey ginseng one, which was nice, and the honey, still controversial, strawberry, raspberry, the honeyberry one. Since they were more or less the same, I'll just kind of group those together for like the top, that slot. Those were nice. I like honey as a treatment option. Even the circle mask one wasn't bad, but those ones were really nice, and I would definitely buy those particular ones again. I thought that they had a very similar experience overall with how they made my skin feel, so either way on those, I think that you would probably like them. Alright, so my top 2, and I would probably pretty comfortably say that these were definitely the top 2. So first I'll say the mojito mask. It was refreshing, and I did buy more, and I think that those have actually at least been discontinued from where I bought them from, because I did pick up several and I saw that they had gone on clearance. So unfortunately I don't know if those are available anymore, but if you see something similar that's got like the lime and the mint, I thought that it was really nice and refreshing, and particularly when I was doing it in the summer, I really enjoyed those, and it smelled really nice too. So definitely almost the top, but the absolute number 1, and if you've watched any of that recently, you may know what it is, the bubble mask. And I haven't bought any more of those foamy masks since I did that particular one, but I do have some in my shopping cart right now online. I loved it. It was fun. It was just like a fun mask to do, and it really did feel nice. That sort of bubbly feeling against your skin, like it was like really like getting in your pores and like cleansing. It felt really good, and I think that if other bubble masks have that same experience, that'll probably be a lot of what I buy going forward. Now, to conclude everything, do I think you need to use a mask every day? No, absolutely not. I have actually really greatly reduced how many masks I'm using. I probably do maybe one a week, something like that. During the winter, when if it was particularly dry, I did like 2 a week. And actually, I am not wearing any makeup right now. I have been sticking pretty well to my skincare regime, and I really feel like I've seen an improvement in my skin, even since being sick. Even with the prednisone, which can cause some skin problems, I have been feeling pretty confident on that front at least. But yeah, I think if you were to use like a mask a week, you know, have a little luxury night, have your favorite drink, watch a movie, slap on a face mask, I really feel like that's all like that I personally need. Like I said, during dry weather, I might go, you know, a little more often on them, but the 30 days showed me that maybe that's a little overkill. I almost felt like my skin was overhydrated at times. If not overhydrated, then maybe just too many different substances being applied. There were a few points in the video where my skin was not the happiest with me, and that was probably a lot of things going on to contribute to that. But I definitely feel like since I have reduced and really put like a specific skincare routine and pretty much stuck with that, I feel pretty good about that. But yeah, I really did have fun filming all those and trying a bunch of different ones, and I probably wouldn't do another 30 days of them, but I would do like a week of them, you know, just to like do another group of a bunch of masks to show as I find interesting ones. But yeah, I think overall it was a good experience, and I'm so sorry there was such a huge gap. Like I said, there was just a lot of stuff going on by the time it was over. So, but I'm back, and with stuff that's happening currently, it is currently the COVID-19 crisis, as it will probably be called in the future. But yeah, I'm at home right now, so I'm hoping to really actually get back into the video making now that I have both time and comfort in my own skin again. So thank you for watching this. Thank you for your patience. And I will see you guys hopefully pretty soon with what? I don't know, but hopefully it'll be something fun.